Hello and welcome back to another episode of a weekly Waypoint. Today we are playing Platform Racing 2 because it's a Flash game and it's going away in 2 days. Although apparently there may still be a way to play it. The developer had a message at the start of the game but I didn't read it. Hopefully there is still a way to play it. I'm hoping that there's just like some kind of custom browser thing that someone's made that can still run Flash, so all these games are preserved in some way. I think the problem will then come in the form of like the games not hosting their online services anymore and stuff like that, just because, I don't know, man, like, most people aren't going to be doing that, but for archive purposes I hope most of this stuff remains available. We are playing the levels that I made in this game 12 years ago, so I don't remember most of this. I remember like little bits and bobs, but most of this is like me playing from like a new player experience, so it's cool to finally be able to play these levels, these awful awful levels, from the perspective of someone who didn't make them, even though I did make them, you know what I mean? It's like I don't have those memories of making them anymore, so I made quite a lot of them. I didn't get to show off all of them today because there's quite a lot of them, but I do plan on doing a live stream at some point before the end of the year where I go through and play a bunch of my favourite old Flash games, and I plan to do all of Platform Racing 1 because that has, you know, like 12 levels, and then all of my levels in Platform Racing 2, and then I want to see if I can find that game where you're and this, since we're talking about Flash games, this is going to be a little bit hard to track down from what I say, but it's a game where you can ride a bike. I think it's Free Ride BMX 2 or something like that, and you could make your own levels in that, and there was a whole database and I made my own levels in that, so I'm going to see if hopefully I can find those and then stream those as well. So I want to make sure I do that before it goes away, just to preserve them for nothing, if nothing else, you know. I think it's a real shame that they're killing Flash and potentially ridding us of all of this. Like, this is just my levels in a Flash game that let you make your own levels, but there are so many really genuinely good Flash games out there, and there's so much nostalgia which is now going to be harder to find and access. Like vivalagames.com or .net, I don't remember which, that was the site that everyone at my school used to go to, and it's still going. Like, it's insane that this is stuff that's been around for over a decade and there's still people playing it. I guess I love it so much. As you can see though, I'm not the best level designer. Sad news everyone, I just checked fr2db.fr and it's dead. I do have some old videos somewhere on an old channel privatized though, which showed off at least a couple of my levels, but you know. What happened this week then? Oh, I know, Christmas. Santa happened, and for me, Santa, that dear old chum, he got me lots of explosions. Sorry. I don't mean to just refer to what's happening on the screen, but this made me laugh when it happened. It's so fucking over the top. Santa got me a little clip thing that I can basically attach my phone to my Xbox controller so that I can play xCloud, although I don't think they call it that anymore. I can play Game Pass games on that a little bit better, a lot better actually. It feels really fucking good. I'm enjoying it a lot. And also I got a rechargeable pack for my controller, a little recharge stand, which is very nice, very nice. And also Immortals Phoenix Rising, although I might have actually been my own Santa on that. And I'm very much enjoying Immortals Phoenix Rising right now. That's a very good game and I'm going to be playing it a lot. I think I might actually like it better than Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but that might just be because I've kind of spent enough time in that game for now, and I just uninstalled it from my Xbox yesterday. I'm going to return to it for sure. It's a great game, but I never play the modern Assassin's Creed games all in one like sitting, I guess, like over the course of a few weeks, because there's just too much of it. So I did this with Odyssey, I did this with Origins, although I never actually finished Origins. I'm definitely doing it again with Valhalla. I'll be returning to Valhalla and I enjoy it, but for now I'm playing Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is like the Odyssey sequel to Valhalla's Assassin's Creed sequel, if that makes sense. It's like that game got 2 sequels, and I'm really enjoying it. I love it. It's actually quite funny too. It's kind of a funny game, and it's like basically if Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed Odyssey had a baby. I mean, you know, it's what you were expecting, but it's really good, so high recommendation for that. I'll have more to say about that in the future for sure. Also got Crash Bandicoot 4, which I talked about last week, so I haven't played much more of that, but yeah, Thoughts per episode of Buffy, by the way, I know it's been a while since there's been a new episode. It hasn't gone anywhere. I just haven't watched any episodes in about a week, just because Christmas has been going on and all that kind of stuff, and my work hours have been all over the place, so I haven't really wanted to commit to sitting down and watching a full, 45-minute episode. I've just been watching YouTube and stuff, but there'll be more of that for sure, don't you worry. But exciting news, I just started recording thoughts per issue of Batman, and there's going to be a lot of those videos, but we're one issue in so far for the first video, and it's about 18 minutes so far, because to be fair, I did have to introduce the entire series and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm really enjoying it so far. My only issue is it's kind of niche, because the idea behind these thoughts on videos, right, is that you've experienced the content, you already know the content, and you're just here to listen to me talk about it, which is fairly niche in itself when I have a viewer base of about 5. But Batman's worse because it's comics, and worse, it's a very specific collection of a chronology version of those comics, like Eagle Moss does. It'll throw 3 issues of this in, not all the time, but some of them are like this, 3 issues of this in, and then an issue of that other run which kind of ties in together, and then 2 other issues of this run, and we're going to call that a volume. That's incredibly specific and incredibly niche. So what I'm trying to do with the Batman series is just kind of talk about what's happening as I'm doing it, and like I said, so far I really like what I've done. And you know what, if nobody listens to it, because it's obviously not going to be the best way to experience those comics, if nobody listens to it, that's fine, I'm just enjoying making it. I fear if I want to get these videos into the hands of people who it will actually appeal to, I may have to go find a Batman specific subreddit, or maybe there's an Eagle Moss specific subreddit, and post about it there. My only issue with that is every time I've advertised my videos anywhere on Reddit, I've got some of the most toxic responses from people, and it's just like, man, it's like an annoying balance of either not many people watch my videos, which is fine, I'm happy for any viewer, honestly, I do this for fun, but it would be nice to have some more viewers, right? But so either not have many viewers for my videos, or have viewers for my videos but have at least one horrible, spiteful, hateful comment by some basement dwelling incel, and it's like, cool. What great options. I love this platform. If anyone has ideas for me to get my videos out there into the hands of people who would enjoy them, please let me know. But for now, it's a balance I have to strike of, do I want to have no one watch my video, or do I want to have people watch my video but only hear from the worst horrible people out there? I think the latest thing I advertised was my Xbox All Access Adventure blog post series. I put that on the Xbox Series X subreddit, hey, if anyone's interested or has some spare time and fancies reading my experiences with Xbox for the first time, feel free to come along. And one of the 2 comments I got was, this is pointless, why are you doing this, you should stop doing this. And I was like, okay, expected that. It's tough as well, because I grew up in this culture of don't feed the trolls, don't talk about them, because otherwise you're just going to make them happy that they've affected you, kind of a thing. But lately there's been this kind of shift in the conversation around, well, actually maybe we're just being too complacent about them by not saying anything about them, and that's why this attitude still festers. And it's a difficult topic for sure, to how are you supposed to fix something like this on the internet when everyone has anonymity, and then so many people just use that as an opportunity to be horrible, when in real life they would not dare say any of these horrible things to you in person. But it's what it is, isn't it? And I guess I've spoken about it now, so there it is. There's my secret agony. One day I'm going to become famous enough for a magazine to do a Christian secret agony thing on the cover, and it's going to be like, oh no, we dug up this video from 17 years ago where he cried about trolls. By the way, if you're interested in the sounds of me blogging about video games and the such, I just put up my Kritigri's top 10 played games in 2020. I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I had a lot of fun writing this. And sadly it didn't seem to grab anyone's attention. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but so I figured I'd just post about it here too. Kritigri.wordpress.com. I wrote a few words about my favourite games that I played this year. Number 4 will surprise you. I don't even remember what number 4 was off the top of my head, if I'm being perfectly honest. I've actually got a lot of writing to do and a lot coming up. I've got to write about December, because I do those monthly blog posts on christianrichmond.wordpress.com about my life. kind of autobiographical memoir style shit. And then I also got to do another one, which is about 2020, which is, oof, what a fun year to write about. I like to sum up the year at the end of the year, so I've got to write about that too. And then, in about 11 days' time, I've got another month of my Xbox All Access adventure to write about, which thankfully will not be quite as impossibly lengthy as the first one, because I actually haven't played as many games on my Xbox as I did in my opening month. I think it was something like 25 games or something crazy for the first entry. This will be closer to like 8, I think, which definitely shows that I slowed down and calmed down in my experience. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I'll look back at what I played this month and go, ah, shit, I do have a lot to write about. Maybe I miss uni too much. I'm doing these self-imposed writing deadlines. And nobody's reading them. No, somebody's reading them. I do get the occasional likes. I actually have a few followers on my blog, so I have like, I forget, but it's something like 70 or 80 across like both, not across both blogs, but like each blog has about that, so that's pretty nice. I assume that most people just don't engage with what they read, or maybe most people just don't read them. I'm gonna go have my existential crisis elsewhere. I hope you had a lovely Christmas or holiday or whatever you celebrate, and I hope that you will have a lovely new year. I will see you in 2021, my dudes. Rest in peace, Flash Player.